when someone makes something their livelihood to the point where their creativity depends on their paycheck, career, how they're known by society, it seems almost criminal to be stealing the thing that gives them life. You catch my drift? I was chilling on the internet one day, relaxing, looking at all the other stuff going wrong in 2024, whatever, right? And I look and I see that my son Katt Williams talking about something crazy like, oh, he got his joke stolen. I'm like, yo, what? That's a little odd, I'm not even gonna lie. Cause how I see it, I really like Katt Williams' comedy. And I can understand how somebody could steal a joke, right? Like, I feel like we've all done that kind of thing. Even as a kid, you would like come up to your friends and you would really hit them with a banger joke. Pretend you the flyest nigga on the block. And you know damn well you got that shit off the internet. We've all done it one time or another. And I'm not saying there's anything particularly wrong with that, but when you make money off of that and when you make a career, especially in a competitive field like comedy, off of somebody else's joke, it adds another layer of complexity to it. But let's start with the context. For those who aren't aware, Katt Williams is a comedian, right? He is actually a really funny comedian. I suggest checking out some of his things. They're, around the internet. If you don't got like Netflix or something, you could watch it on YouTube. There's like specials, not entire specials, but them little YouTube bits, little YouTube piracy bits, them 48-part comedy specials on all different accounts and shit. And Katt Williams never particularly loved Steve Harvey, right? They had one time, I believe, where they like kind of messed with each other, and it was good for a little while, and then this shit happened. He said he stole his jokes. As of me recording this, my son Steve ain't really say nothing yet, which I don't know, maybe he did steal his joke. There's a fine line between stealing somebody's like livelihood and then getting inspired by something, because people get inspired by many things subconsciously, like they don't even realize it. It's something that I've done sometimes with like a drawing, because I do art, and sometimes when I'm drawing something, I'd realize like, oh, I've seen this before, and then I think in my head, I was like, oh shit, but like I'm not gonna erase that shit because I worked hard on it. Hey, do me a favor, if you like the video so far, just hit the subscribe button, notification, like button, whatever you want to do for me, however much you like the video. Thank you, appreciate it. And it might be something like that, because I like Steve Williams too. Like I definitely was a Family Feud watcher, I'm not good at Family Feud, don't get it twisted, but I did watch it. So I'm kind of like an unbiased party. But how I see it though is when you are at that level of comedy, when you're truly like one of the greats, where people throw your name out there just like paper, then the work that you have and the work that you put out suddenly becomes a lot more important. When you're not very big, when you're a person who's like starting out with anything honestly in life, your work does not really matter. Like you could put out some good, some bad, some okay, but it doesn't matter too much. But if you're like a gold standard comedian, if you're the kind of guy that people are going like, yo, watch this guy, this guy's really good. This guy, he made a joke about politics. It was absolutely hilarious. Had me laughing my ass off personally. Ha ha ha. Then what you put out there has to be really good, because you can't really be sitting here like Trump and then expect an audience to start roaring out your name. See, that's why I quit comedy, because I wasn't good. So in tandem with the fact that you have to work hard to produce quality and better yet consistent material, you're gonna be thinking a lot harder. You're gonna be spending nights like rewriting jokes and shit to make sure this shit hit. Because here's the thing, what's funny to you isn't funny to many people, and comedy is probably the most subjective thing on the planet, so it's really hard to tell what would make a lot of people laugh. So you have to think about it from so many different aspects that I really admire comedians. Mostly because they're funnier than me, which I cope with on a daily basis, but it's okay. But also because it's really hard work. Like, I'll really give it to them. Clap it up. It's hard work to make comedy, which is why I can see how this story could come afoot. Because if you're someone like Katt Williams, right? You in the kitchen, you have to make 5-star meals every time. You can't be throwing out no souffle, no dollar mac and cheese. You have to be making that shit that hits, that get your taste buds jumping around like yes. And when you do that, when you spend the time to do that, having someone just go over there and just snatch that from you, it must hurt. I can understand this because I feel like a lot of us have this mentality in a sort of way. Even down to stuff like video games, right? All these anti-piracy rules because you work hard on something and therefore you do not want it stolen. It's the same principle. These people work hard on jokes. These people do the things that they need to do to make their money, to keep their fame, and to keep their consistency. And it's nice to just have that feeling that you're not losing relevancy, to have that feeling that you can still produce the content that everyone loves. It sounds like this where you really think about self-reflecting. But from how I see it, Steve Harvey did kind of steal his joke. Like the flow, how it kind of runs, he did kind of steal it. I would lash out too if I feel like something that I worked hard for got stolen from me by someone with no effort. Even on YouTube now, think about it. You see videos that people didn't make. They just put some clip under it, some Subway Surfers, you know, yada yada yada, and then they make money off of it. That would infuriate me because people are profiting off of your hard work and they're doing nothing. To put passion in your career is to put an extension of yourself out there, of your soul, of your mind, into the well space of the public and let it spread around and see what the opinion is. And for someone to take that from you, it must hurt. So no, I don't really blame Katt Williams. And I know Steve Harvey can be funny. I know he can. But this just ain't the way to go about it. And I'm sure he knows it. Maybe he was influenced. I don't know. He still hasn't wrote no response at the time of me recording this. But what I do know is that comedy is more than just about being funny. It's more than just getting a quick laugh. It's about putting yourself out there and putting your soul and your hard work into something that you're proud of. And then people laugh at it. But I guess the TLDR is just two grown men are fighting over getting people to laugh at them. Have a good day.